Oh, you like
the whole thing is fantastic. The colouring is great. I think it was a really good decision to go for that sort of retro 80s, 70s, 80s colouring style that you mentioned.
Thanks. Good.
I love the way. I can't wait to hold copies as soon as RJ gets through with
ours printed in the States.
The thing I'm looking forward to is the Portuguese edition.
That too. Yeah, that's going to be fun.
They're going to do a black and white and a colour one. So
wow,
sweet.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the black and white one. Actually.
Yeah.
I got plans for the artisan edition. So make sure
yes, that's right. I mean, that's the other thing we've been talking about doing is getting all that stuff ready. I've been looking through and getting files for that. So
cool. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. We know you're there. It's Sunday morning. What else are you going to do? You want to watch us Sunday Funnies, and we've got a great book to go over, some great comics. Maybe a little old. 1940 Planet Comics, folks.
Maybe
Planet Comics. We'll get into it once we have our opening here. Let's figure out here opening. Oh, yeah. Here we go.
Holy shit. That is the craziest thing I have ever seen. And I'm Dennis Quaid, and Dennis Quaid has seen some shit.
Right. Come on in, folks. We see you out there. This is Sunday Funnies for the 26th of May, 2024. Got some great comics to show you, great old retro comics from the 40s. I'm your host, Randy Zimmerman. I am editor-in-chief of Auro Comics. You can find a lot of my work over at aerocomics.store right now, where you can find books like Paragon, which is a great superhero story, Hero Bot Zero, which is a little robot that defends his city from large monsters, which is a lot of fun, a lot of action there. You can even find now only over at aerocomics.store. It's Alice in Chains, which is kind of a horror story about a girl who breaks out of her test tube in her science lab and finds she can shoot chains out of the palm of her hand. Also, Calico Ashard. Yeah. Average Monday morning. Is that what you said? Also, Calico Ashard is available over there. Great fantasy title. Lots of fun stuff, including The Fool, and some stuff by other folks as well. Like, look who's here. Here we are. Roland Man. How you doing?
Roland.
Mr. Man.
Good morning.
We are live.
I apologize for being late.
That's not a problem. It's all part of the transparency. Anyway, we're just introducing ourselves. And aerocomics.store, folks, if you want to see my stuff. Joining us this morning is Mr. Glenn Fleming. Glenn, introduce yourself.
Hi, everybody. My name is Glenn Fleming. I'm a writer, artist, and publisher. If you go to Amazon and New Haven Publishing, you'll be able to pick up a copy of my book about my visit to see the great Jack Kirby at his home. If you go to Amazon again, you'll be able to pick up Comics Unlimited, which is my magazine about comics, which comes out every, month by month, quarterly, whenever we put one out.
Whenever.
And if you go, whenever, yeah. And if you go to
comes out whenever.
Oh dear. Anyway, if you go to For My Comic, you'll be able to get. I think you can get a copy of this. I'm not sure. If you want one, just go to Amazon. Just put my name in Google, and you'll find out what I do.
#annotated. Fund My Comic. Jump over to Amazon, put Glenn's name in there, and be astounded by the variety of books that he's written.
Yeah, I've got 11 books published: science fiction, Kennedy assassination, children's books, science fiction, more science fiction, sport, lots of things.
And Comics Unlimited may come out whenever, but it's definitely worth the wait.
It definitely is. 100 pages.
Always. Also joining us this morning is Mr. Russ Leach. Russ, introduce yourself.
Hi there, my name is Russ Leach. I'm a comic book artist from the UK. Done a bit of Batman, done a bit of Doctor Who, done a bit of Marvel, done a bit of Ben 10 stuff here and there. Most important to me now is stuff that I do with Auro. Soon to also be working with Peter Smetti as well. So very important stuff for the self-published stuff now. You see me in the Shadow Kingdom or Only Death Can Save Us, that kind of stuff. You can find out all about me at russleach.com. If you're interested in the work that I do, especially the new stuff, the Atlantean that I'm doing with Auro and Randy Zimmerman, which is fresh, new Robert E. Howard inspired work about Cull the Conqueror. You can find out more about that at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list. That's the best and only way to find out about new books that are coming out for myself with Auro. Check it out, russleach.com.
All right. Also joining us this morning, Roland Man. Thanks for stopping by.
Thanks for having me. Good morning, everyone. Yeah, I'm Roland Man. I got my start in comics in the late 1980s, thanks to the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And most folks probably remember me from my time at Malibu, where I edited a whole bunch of the titles there, included a bunch of the Ultraverse titles. Became a Marvel editor when Marvel purchased the company. And then just a year and a half later or so, Marvel went bankrupt and fired a whole bunch of people, including me. I decided to take up the reins as a publisher and published for a few years. But what I didn't realize back in that day is that there was a reason that Marvel declared bankruptcy and the industry was in bad shape. I lost $20,000 and the wife said, "You need to stop that." So I did. And I went back to school, got a degree, and started teaching, which is what I still do today. I teach at the university. But a few years ago, those of you who make comics understand this, the bug just wouldn't go away. And so I started making comics again. And then I guess it's going on about close to 5 years now. We relaunched Silverline, which is my brand. And we've got a crowdfunder going right now that has this sweet metal foil cover. That's the only way you can get this foil cover is if you back the crowdfunder on the Fund My Comic. So this will be, or this is my 30th campaign, not on Fund My Comic. There've been a bunch of them on Kickstarter, but this is the 30th campaign. We are 100% fulfilled on time. And I always feel like I have to say that these days because, you know, there's so many people waiting on Kickstarters. And that's me.
When you said that you'd lost 20 grand and the wife said you had to stop, I thought you were going to say you got divorced.
No. Well, you know, if I'm being real transparent here, it was a pretty rough time. It was a pretty rough time there. Yeah. I did not get divorced, but we had some harsh words. In fact, I've been married. I can't do math. A
while.
34 years now.
Wow. There you go.
Wow.
So,
Yeah.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
And you still owe 20 grand.
The funny thing about that is it took us years to pay that off. And after we got it paid off, my wife said, the two of us agreed now, we don't do credit cards anymore. We just don't do them. We figure if we don't have the money for it, we're not going to get it. Yeah. Obviously a vehicle, a car, and a house are, exceptions. But other than that, if we don't have the money, we don't get it. And actually, that was one of the things when I started comics again. I had a stack of money, and she's like, "Okay, here's your money. Once that goes away, you got to stop making comics." And so I'm like, "Okay, cool." Fortunately, I've been able to take that tiny little stack and make it just a bit like that. It hasn't grown that much, but I haven't, I haven't lost that money, that seed money yet. So that's the main thing. It's like, as long as it doesn't affect our, the money that we have for food and electricity and water, then I'm good to go. So, and that's why I'm thankful for Kickstarter. I'm thankful for Fund My Comic, because without those, I really wouldn't be able to do this.
Yeah. I lost 18,000 on a bad distributing
Oh.
fiasco
Yeah.
a couple of years ago, and
I recall that.
the wife had to take it out of the 401.
Oh.
And the only thing that really saved the not really only thing, but one of the things that really helped was Joe Biden. So she's lost more in
Really?
the stock market. She's lost about 3 times more in the stock market than I spent. So
okay,
anyway.
I get it now.
Good
Yeah.
Joe.
it just the stock market just went boom all at once a
Yes.
year or so back, and yeah, she's kind of regained it now, but that's all right. So
Yeah.
anyway,
Hey, that
she's
sounds like
getting-
the title of a work of somehow. Joe Biden saved my marriage.
Yeah, there you are. That's a National Enquirer headline right there. Weekly World News. Joe Biden saved my marriage. That'd be great. Levi Krause is in the house. Good to see you, buddy. Happy Sunday, all. Happy Sunday, Levi. Again, anytime you want to get podcast ready, my friend, you are welcome on this show. Welcome on this show. Sarah's in the house. Says good morning. Sarah. She also says, Glenn. Good morning. Fascinating resume, Roland.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It has been an interesting life.
She said teaching arts.
I am teaching creative writing.
There you go. Sarah says spot on. I don't get loans or credit cards. That's a slippery slope. Yeah.
Indeed it is.
I got rid of mine about what was it, about 2000? I think it was 2005.
Yeah.
Right
Excellent.
around there.
Creative writing once a year on my tax return.
There we are.
Right.
Ouch. Yeah, that distributor Mind F didn't know how much you lost to that dude's dang. Well, that's how much the wife took out of the 401. That's not exactly how much we lost, but that's another story. And technically, it's not really lost. We had a bunch of books printed that I'm slowly giving away pretty much. So yeah, it's pretty much in the loss column, but I still have a couple of books in the computer that I've paid for that I haven't printed yet. Very nice, she says. Yeah. Yep. Anyway, thanks for joining us, everybody. We're going to look at some Planet Comics. Let me blow me up here. There we are. Planet Comics, Volume 1, covers the first 4 issues. This is from PS Art Books. Not sure, but their logo looks a lot like the Scholastic logo. I don't think Scholastic had anything to do with this, though. January to April 1940, issues 1 through 4. This was printed in, it's printed so far back, it's got a forward in it by Carmine Infantino.
Oh, wow.
First edition revised September 2013. So this is about 10 years old. Forward by Carmine. I believe this cover is by Will Eisner, the Quality Studios. At the time, I'm pretty sure it's Will.
Where did you find this, Randy?
The book I stumbled across at a show.
Wow.
So when you're at conventions, you go looking through these boxes. You got to look at the ones that are closest to the floor that the retailer just kind of brought in and slid under his table, because that's where some of the most interesting stuff is. You were saying, Russ?
That planet they've landed on must be quite warm. They've got their beach ready spaceware with them.
Yeah. Didn't George Tusker draw some of this?
I'm pretty sure he did, yeah. Back during this time. Well, cover art here is attributed to Lou Fine.
Right.
So Flint Baker, first story, the writer's unknown. The artist is Dick Briefer. The artist on it. Artist on the second story is Malcolm Kildale. Third story is Ken Jackson. Fourth story is Alex Blum. Then Henry Kiefer again, unknown on the last 2 here in this issue. So Says great space opera stuff back at a time when Buck Rogers and Flash Gordon were raging. They were the big popular comics of the day. So, or not comic strips of the day. So Jumbo quality comic, right? It's a quality comic book, if I'm not mistaken. Decided to do Planet Comics. It's an anthology book with science fiction space opera stories in it.
Flint Baker.
Right on the inside front page. It's an amazing free offer that you have to, spend 5 minutes to read. Yeah.
Fantastic.
This is cover dated January 1940, so all this work was done probably in 39. The books back then were dated 3 months in advance so that they'd have some shelf life on the stands, on those newsstands and spiral racks. Go ahead.
I like that ad on the left there. What an amazing sentence. So when you say, would you like to have an oil painting? No. Would you like to have a 7x9 full color reproduction, open parentheses, printed on gloss coated cardboard suitable for framing, close parentheses, of this current historical oil painting?
Yeah, I'll have 3.
I'm trying to catch my breath after that. It's like, wow.
Amazing free offer.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Says the planetary adventures of Flint Baker and the one-eyed monstermen of Mars.
I love it.
I think it's the men of Mars and their one-eyed monsters.
Yeah.
Exactly. When Fletcher Baker's scientist father died, Fletcher was left with the task of completing his rocket ship to be sent to Mars. Now it is finished and is ready for its magic flight. How you get a rocket ship out of that, I'll never know. This probably is the cannon that it's going to be shot
That's
out
a
of.
cannon. Yeah, they're just going to shoot him at Mars. Yeah.
Yep. Well, that's what Jules Verne did. Yeah.
Yeah. Isn't that what they did? What the Martians did to get here as well in War of the Worlds. Yeah.
Yeah, they saw puffs of smoke here on Earth. Yeah. In the Martian atmosphere, and they were wondering, what is that? Smoke from nowhere.
The cylinders.
Did you say Dick Reefer?
Dick Reefer.
No, it's Briefer. B-R-I-E-F-E-R. Briefer. Yeah. One thing that gets me a lot is the level of narrating. A lot. Looks like the same goes with the ads after all that. Yep.
Yeah.
So this entire story is so delightfully wrong. LOL.
Yeah.
and we're only on the first page.
And we're only on the first page.
Yeah,
look
at this. Look at that car.
Oh,
wow.
That is simple.
Wow.
Lovely bent building.
Yeah.
No backgrounds.
But round the other side is a bridge, and it's the guy from that painting, The Scream. He's just coming over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Could be. And for some reason, that rocket ship is extra adult. Right?
Batteries not included.
Yeah, pretty much. Not quite ribbed for her pleasure, but there we are.
Behave yourself.
This Dick Reefer is equally hysterical. Yeah. Just wait. Levi says.
Here we go.
That actually kind of makes me think of that. You see the Fleischer Superman episode that had the bullet car thing?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah. There was an episode of Superman the Fleischers did in the 40s that had the some kind of bullet car or bullet rocket or something like that looks similar to that. So what it makes me think of anyway. It's been a while since I've seen that episode, but
they obviously have an advanced knowledge of how celestial mechanics work, because the spaceship hasn't just got a trail that goes back to the Earth. It's obviously gone around the solar system a couple of times to get some kind of gravitational slingshot.
Nah, it's just because it looked cool. That's what,
Yeah.
Nobody was thinking about science back then. Yeah. He gets a guy out of prison to travel with him on the rocket ship. Says, I'm Flint Baker. No, I'm not offering you much freedom. Perhaps you will soon long for a comfortable prison. Says, in prison, gentlemen. Oh, he's got 3 of them there. You were condemned
Because
to
that's
die.
where we always go to get our astronauts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Volunteers. You can sit here and rust, or you can jump on a rocket ship. See where you go. Your eyes aren't worth much more. Oh, your lives aren't worth much more now. For I don't believe you'll ever see this earth again. Nobody will sign up as my crew on a trip to Mars. So I chose you 3 ex-mechanics for my crew. Says, we're with you, Mr. Baker. From now on, our hearts belong to you. Ha ha.
Yeah. Bet they do.
We're sorry about all the gruesome death, but now we'll join you. Yeah. Sarah says it looks if it shoots weaponry out of the front of it, I'm going to lose it.
Yeah.
Carlos says hello. Carlos Eros TV. Good to see you in the house, Carlos. A terrific detonation and Flint Baker's rocket ship is launched into space, leaving behind the ever diminishing Earth. So we're ever diminishing. Here we go.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
Here we go. Hello, boys.
I'm just going to sit here suggestively for the whole
Look at that.
journey
Look
to
at that.
Mars.
Look at what she said. Look at what she says. Hello, boys. Mind if I have a little sandwich?
yeah.
All right. They're from prison. They're not footballers.
Well, exactly.
It's Mimi Wilson of the Globe. Hit her right up this flight. Like, how are you going to write it up? You're never going to be able to send a transmission back to Earth. There you are.
And then there's our new home, boys. Let's eat now.
Well, I guess you can stay.
And it says, well, I guess you can stay. He.
Then the 3 convicts, they call them ex-convicts, tell their crimes. Harry Parks, my fireman on my locomotive, was drunk. He wanted to run the engine himself. He whipped out a gun and threatened me. A shovel put him to sleep for good. Fate was against me, and I was sent up for murder. Guy says, I'm Phil Goodwin. Some gangster fell in love with my kid's sister, and she thought she loved him and refused to listen to me. The crook was rotten through and through. At the wedding, I lost my head. Boom. That's Cliff Grant. Years ago, I worked for a man who was crazy, but he had hypnotic powers and used me to carry out his plot. I was picked up for murder. Later, he was discovered and put in jail, but he escaped.
Yeah. I believe you.
I've heard every one of these at courts in the UK. Honest.
Yeah.
They've always got a reason. It wasn't me, Governor. Somebody made me do it.
Exactly.
Right.
That last scenario.
150
What?
Yeah, I stole £150 worth of goods from the local shop because I was hypnotized.
Exactly. OMG, Sarah says, I'm laughing hard right now. And I was right about all the paragraphs and almost more lettering than anything else. Like we can't see what's going on. This is in the early days of comics and comic strips and comic books, Sarah. So sometimes they get overly descriptive. Yeah. For the love of everything holy. My brain is twisting with all the hysterical wording. OMG. Yeah.
I love the way they've framed these guys as good guys, really, even though they're in prison for murder. They're good guys, really. It's not their fault.
It's not really. No. They didn't mean to do it.
No, they didn't mean to do it.
stand by to
I didn't
land.
mean to blow up that bridge, officer.
Is that them getting rid of their ballast, it looks like. It's not quite where I would put landing jets, but anyway.
Come on, Randy. How many times have you landed on Mars?
Exactly.
That's right.
Not nearly enough.
There in a valley lies a battered rocket ship. Inside, Flint comes across a ghastly sight. Look at that metal tube. It's not look at that corpse. It's look at that metal tube. Inside the tube is an old letter. It says, so I conclude this note. What? It is now August
It is
21st,
now August,
1933. Yeah. A month later, a month after our arrival here on Mars from Earth. To my reader, if there be one, I say again, keep away from the dark side of Mars.
Dark side of Mars. They
Not
certainly
the dark
didn't do the
side.
science.
It's always the dark side you have to stay away from.
It's not like the moon.
It says, looks like we'd have some fun on the dark side. So, of course, they've got a little, what is that, a boat? Some sort of ship here. Returning to their ship, Flint and crew wheel out a motor car. Of course. Does it occur to you that these highways are the canals visible to our astronomers? Look at those vehicles streak past us. So there's not just life on Mars, there's an entire expressway system.
Yeah. And they're going so fast they can't see them.
Yeah, they're just blurs, like little road runners.
Meep, meep.
The perspective on that building.
Yeah, look at that. It's a wondrous city, and it looms up before
It's
them.
not. It's just one. It's just one big hoarding to make it look like
Wow.
a city.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that.
behind it.
Yeah, it's a fake front. Yeah,
Yeah, it's got planks holding up at the back.
Yeah.
Like those Clint Eastwood sets in Spain. Have you seen them, Russ?
Yeah, I think I've seen pictures of them. Yeah, they're great.
Right.
I went to Spain to. They've got like this this cowboy park in Spain. And I went there. I was got to be like 10 years ago or something. I went there and it rained for the first time in like 45 years or something. It was a complete washout. Funny place. It had a zoo as well. It had a zoo with lots of like massive
man.
parrots. It was really very Spanish. It was weird. All these wet cowboys.
Sarah says I'm mentally adding under the sheets after each sentence in my head.
Oh,
LMFAO.
no.
OMG,
Oh.
an expressway system in Roadrunners. I need to stop, but I can't.
Dirty girl.
says
Stop it.
I bet there was more than a letter in that metal tube. Hope it doesn't rust or she'll need a tetanus shot the size of Montana.
10 minutes in, we're in the gutter already.
Oh, man.
And it's Sarah that's doing it, not us.
I know.
Yeah.
The size of Montana.
Tetanus shot.
Look at that monster.
That's
Oh,
pretty
dear.
hideous, isn't it? That's just like a butt and legs.
On approaching the gate, a ferocious watchdog springs at them. Then from a window, some lady giving some weird language. The beast retires and the strange woman greets the Earthmen. Ah, so you're from the Earth. We've waited so long. Come, you can help us. Yeah,
Is that one of the Spice Girls?
must be.
Yeah. Sporty Spice.
Wait,
Yeah.
well, what did she say in the panel before that?
Zaka Kyo Zalrock
She said-
Estom. That's what she
said,
says.
"What are you-" Yeah, she
That is
said,
what
"What are
she
you
said.
doing, my dog? You fuckers."
Noble father, ruler of Ru. I bring you brave Earthmen. Here's this guy.
You are
Did you hear the
timely
voice?
guests. You are timely guests, soon to be Marvel guests.
Hey, daughter, Princess Vega.
Thank you, Roland.
But is that Vega or Vija? It's probably Vija.
Not Vija.
Are your hosts?
It's Star
Vija.
Trek.
Yeah,
That's V'ger.
Vija.
Kirk unit.
Are your hosts here on Mars? You are timely guests. Actually, this was Quality Comics, not Timely Comics. For the last century, we Martians have lived in peace and harmony. Then one day, not long ago, a ship landed here from your Earth. Cruel and scheming. They were banished by us from the light side. They set up a dictatorship on the dark side of Mars, using the monsters there to war upon us.
Does this writer not realize that Mars does actually rotate?
Not at all.
There is no dark side.
I don't think so. No. Maybe it's metaphorical. It's just like on that side, it's the dark side. They're the bad guys.
Sarah says, bear in mind that I worked in places with innuendos everywhere and all male roommates. I'm amongst my tribe. Dumpster fire, she screams.
Oh, his face. That's not
Still
good.
can't get past that monster there. Oh, this here? Yeah, that's great. Look at that.
Yeah, no, that's pretty freaky. That's Sarko, last of the Wicked Earthmen.
That's right. He's preparing an attack. With the aid of the one-eyed monsters, he plans to rule over the warm, light side of Mars.
Oh no, it's not.
He's like
metaphysical at all, is
Galactus. He's got his initial on his costume in case he forgets who he
it?
is.
Yeah, just
Exactly right. Yep.
Attack.
And it's such a
Sarko,
bold
don't
attack
forget it.
the exclamation point needs its own line.
Yeah, it does. I mean, some people think that's a symbol of hope. Anyway, never mind. It's actually looks more like an 8 than an S. So.
It does, yeah.
Oh, attack ships.
Ooh, here we go.
Ooh. Best image in it.
It's all Alex Raymond there. You know, somebody's
They are.
trying
Judas.
to.
with
There
legs.
you go.
Then from the
They
dark
are
side come
awesome
hundreds of
with
huge flying ships. Yeah.
Where's the other girl
Why
gone?
did they
Where's
open the dome?
Yeah, where's the sandwich girl gone? She's still on the ship.
I don't know.
No, she's
Gotta
the
be
one with the
around
blonde
somewhere.
hair, isn't she?
She says, "Judas, here they come."
Vega.
She's
Is
just
it not?
she's just giving Mars Spice a bit of a cuddle there. That's
Right.
Vija.
Okay.
Yeah.
we know where that's going.
In an inner room, Vija presses a button, and the glass-like dome covers the city. The dome is impervious
Oh, I
to
see.
the
It's
enemy's
coming up
attack.
to cover it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just keep it up in the first place?
The ships head back to the darkness or to the dark side. Well, you see, they gotta be able to breathe the air, right?
Right.
Even though the guys found it that they could take their helmets off. So you failed. There is only one other method of attack: hand-to-hand struggle, and bring back Princess Vija to me.
Whoa.
Zarko says. Sarko's monsters, practically all legs, leap and bound over to Rue and invade the city after the dome is lowered. And before Flint's eyes, the monsters leap away with Mimi and Vija. There is Mimi. There's Vija
There you go.
Oh,
as prisoners.
Oh no! I've been
They have
taken
them
away
now.
by dark, one-eyed monsters from Mars, and all my clothes have fallen off.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if those guys with the legs
Yeah.
were just the legs. Is it because Vinnie Coletta inked it?
I don't know.
Just didn't ink the top of them.
Sorry, Vinny.
It's one-eyed monsters. Oh my God. Not sure about out of the U.S., but that's a very well-known nickname for the whole rocket part of me. Wonders if some of this is on purpose.
Of course it is.
They're almost saying the jokes for me. Yeah. You never know. It's probably more innocence than anything.
See that guy at the top there, the boss guy sitting down? He looks like he's cold. He's got a blanket
does,
wrapped around him.
Well, it is Mars.
And he is old. Yeah.
It's a bit chilly.
And the roof is open.
I'm thinking maybe he has no arms.
So there's probably a breeze. Yeah, he might not have any arms.
Yeah.
Oh, he's all right. He's armless.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's armless.
No, I guess not. They must be tucked in. Yeah. With death-dealing ray guns, Flint and his friends roar down the highway to their spaceship. Careful, this is the last gun. They zoom off in the darkness, off into the darkness of the other side of Mars. This darkness is flaming here. It's pretty crazy. That must be the main building. Let's strike for it. Sarko's fort.
Fort.
Flint silently lands the ship near Sarko's fort. Then put on these black robes, men. We'll be invisible here on the dark side. The four Earthmen scale a wall. Look
on that red wall. Yeah, you can't see them.
Yeah. They just blend in with the shadows. Suddenly, Grant sees Sarko. Grim look comes over his face. Sarko there in front. I don't know what the heck he's riding there.
I think he had whoever the artist is. He had fun on this last panel, didn't he? Bless him, or her, whatever.
It's probably a guy.
I'm sure they were very proud of this. Very, very proud of this when they finished it.
So now to Vega, Princess of Rue, I give death. To Mimi, Earth Girl, I give immortality to be with me forever.
First, a sandwich.
Earth girls, isn't it?
Yeah. But first, a sandwich.
Mimi, got any sandwiches on you? I haven't been to Earth in like 8 years, and they don't make sandwiches here. Can you make me a sandwich?
Grant crashes through the skylight. So you're the guy who's terrorizing this planet, Sarko. Back on Earth, you were called Sapo before you broke jail to come here on that rocket. And you're the guy who hypnotized me into committing murder and left me to take the rap. But Sarko wrenches loose and fires a ray gun at Grant. Flint dives on the fiend. For a second, Sarko gets the upper hand. It looks black for Flint. It's been looking black for Flint for many, many decades, actually.
Sorry, this last panel is a corker.
But doesn't mean
what a story that would make in our newspapers. Gosh, if I only had a phone, perhaps I can show you more material for good stories. It's just what a fantastic script.
Yeah.
But it
Don't
says
miss the adventures of Flint Baker, space pilot, in the next issue. Yeah. That's what we got here, folks.
What were you saying there, Glenn? Sorry.
In that fourth panel, it says Mimi and Vega are freed. They all reached the ship, all except Grant, who died bravely.
Never mind about Grant. See you later.
Yeah,
we can do without him. I like the way they're drawn. It's almost like they're bouncing. Like he's actually taken notice of the gravity, and they all look like they're bouncing towards the ship. And
you can keep your old ray guns. I'll put my opponents out of commission with my 38. Yeah. The ship is sending us a message. Our people have conquered the one-eyed monsters. What a story that would be. Sarah says big letters on the right. Look, ROFL. And does the rocket get smaller when it gets cold?
Oh,
my God.
no.
All tucked in.
Stop it.
I need to shut up, but holy carp. Yeah. It take me forever to read this to catch my breath between laughter.
Especially if all you're concerned about is how big the rocket is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, we need to see more of this. So many one-eyed monsters. Yeah. On to the next story.
Hey,
Auro, Lord of Jupiter.
Wow.
it's,
Moving a little
It's just-
farther out into the galaxy now.
yeah, characters just all around the solar system.
Yeah. Where we're gonna put this one? Oh, let's look at the solar map. Mercury. We haven't used Mercury yet.
That's not too badly drawn. That top
No.
image.
Look at what she says. Look at
So it
what she
looks kinda
says.
cool.
She said, let's turn back to Earth, John. I'm tired of cruising.
All right,
All
dear.
right, dear.
Yeah.
Early in the 21st century, the cruise ship streaked through the heavens somewhere between Uranus and Jupiter.
No.
Welcome to the Beavis and Butthead show, folks. Anyway,
He said Uranus.
yeah.
If you look at something and there's nothing there, what's the difference of figuring out what it was in the first place?
But they're destined never to reach Earth again, for at that moment a flaming meteorite collides with the flying machine and, good heavens, the ship's out of control. We're being drawn toward the powerful gravitational field of Jupiter. Oh, John.
The child is flung clear of the ship.
As it smashes to smithereens on the new planet, his parents die instantly.
Oh,
The
no.
boy regains his senses. He recoils in horror at the sight before him. This is why it's a giant tiger, saber tooth at that. Who's that? Zabu? It's Zabu, right? Khazar's tiger.
Yep. That's his Martian cousin.
Why, you're as
Do you-
gentle as a
where
lamb.
are they?
That's his Martian cousin, Sabu.
You must have brought me to this cave after our ship crash. Mother, Dad, what's happened to them?
It's a zebu-toothed tiger.
That's right. Oh, man.
Good meat, Tara. That's what she said.
Yeah.
What is with that panel layout there?
Yeah,
Very strange.
gotta,
It's like,
I'm pretty sure you go from here to here, though. To here to here.
Yeah.
That for tremendous gravitational force of this planet slowly turns his earthly muscles into steel. Years later, he is able to perform remarkable feats of strength. I'm going to climb that mountain and see what's on top. At last, he
Like
reaches
you
the
do.
summit, and on his way up, oh, that goes to here. This goes over to here.
see, I'm telling you, it's like,
Yeah.
what the heck? Let's just plop this panel right down on top of all these six.
Some
If you
editor
just
would have had a
put-
field day.
Take,
Yeah.
If you
take
go
a
to- if you
guess.
get-
Go ahead.
I was just saying, take a guess at where you got to go.
Yeah.
Look at
There
him.
you go.
He's flying. His dad's flying the ship. He's got a tie on. He's got a suit and tie on. His dad flying the spaceship.
Uh-huh.
Like you
They're
do.
just cruising. They're just out for a cruise.
cruising.
Out for a Sunday
Imagine-
drive.
Imagine Neil Armstrong getting out and he's got a suit and tie on.
There you go.
How to make a page more confusing by putting gutter lines in between your text boxes and images.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Oh.
to make it
Oh,
even
yeah.
worse.
Oh, man.
On his way up, he clings miraculously to the tiniest cracks and crevices. At last, he reaches the summit, and Great Scott, people, natives of this planet. Are they all one-eyed monsters? Here we go. No.
It's Conan the Barbarian, isn't it?
More Tarzan.
Look at that guy's
Almost looks
head.
like Ed Marsh drawing there of Tarzan that would have been done, I don't know, well, probably after this. This is about
Why
the
is
time
everybody
of
got weird shaped
Hogarth.
heads?
What in blazes? They're attacking me. Suddenly the brutes take to their heels as they realize that their
Lone
lone
foe.
foe is invincible. Henceforward, they regard him as their leader, calling him Auro, which means unconquerable. The youth gradually picks up their limited language. Let's leave Auro for the time being and look in on a scene of some thousands of miles away. A transport plane is cruising on its regular run between Earth and Saturn. Suddenly, a black hulled spaceship appears. Great heavens, we're being attacked. Yeah, look at that
Look at
guy's
this
head.
bit.
Yeah, that's the shape of his head. What's going on?
They're the
He's got
descendants of
really
Zippy.
goofy teeth as well. Look at him.
Yeah.
Well, he's an alien.
He sounds. He talks
He's
like
alien.
this. Yes.
Probably does.
Hello. I want this ship and people in my slaves.
Now pilots direct this ship to the world I rule, Neptune. They're including all the heavenly bodies here.
Oh my god.
I wonder how long it will take.
The pilot
On the
grabs a
planets.
wrench and I'm afraid you're going to have one slave less. I wonder how long it will take for his body to hit one of the planets. Throw him out of the window. Just toss him out. During the confusion, Martha Gale, the assistant pilot, slips out of the plane unseen and takes off in an emergency spaceship to get aid. A bolt from the ray gun shatters the navigation instruments and heavens, the gravitational field of Jupiter is drawing me down. I'll crack up.
Cracking up like we are.
She's in trouble now. Where did we leave off here? Oh, Sarah says, I generally can't stand sci-fi. This is becoming an exception. LOL. Uranus. Fact. Out of control. One-eyed ships on the loose. So his endurance is better now? Improvement. Stamina
Can't you
is
get
necessary.
can't you get like 42 Earths inside the
Good
volume
crevices.
of Uranus?
Yeah.
Yeah.
43 if you relax.
Yeah. Limited spoken language, but a lot of body language. There we are. She's being pulled down towards Jupiter.
I just saw a great meme. I thought Ariana Grande was a font.
Yeah.
That's quite good. Sorry for the interruption.
I tell you, my favorite meme I ran across yesterday, but it's too political. So no sense in getting into that.
No. It actually, considering the art in this is uneven, let's say, that's not a bad back. He's got a few muscles in the right place there.
Yeah.
Nice hands.
Yeah, hands are good, yeah.
Oh God, that guy's head is just freaking me out.
But Martha repairs the damage just before she reaches the planet and lands safely. Suddenly, a bronzed giant appears. Auro, can you see you came from Sky? Can I help? Since you speak English, thank heavens. The fiendish ruler of Neptune has captured my friends. How can I save them? So in an hour, the ship filled with Jupiter brutes and heading for Neptune to the rescue. There we are at last. But how can we find the fiend's palace, Auro? That's Auro. I will allow natives to seize me and take me to palace. You can follow close by with my creatures. Auro's plan works. He's brought before the tyrant, another Earthman, a mighty slave. He breaks his bonds. Says, "Tell your men, bring Earth people here or die." But before the bewildered despot can comply, a score of men fall upon Auro. Holding the king in a grip of steel, Auro stages a miraculous one-handed fight against countless odds. Meanwhile, the girl and the brutes gain entrance to the palace, killing by surprise one sentry after another. At this moment, Auro's brutes pour in, and the battle culminates at once. The tyrant now yields to Auro's request, releasing the Earthmen and returning to them their ship. Now we can never thank you enough. No need to. The people of Earth and Jupiter and the Jupiter brutes take off with the ruler to make certain that no attempt is made to shoot them down and to make him stand trial on Earth for his heinous crimes.
There's a whole bunch of tell don't show in this, isn't there?
There is.
Yeah.
So see next issue of this magazine for the further adventures of Auro, Lord of Jupiter. No, I'll be right.
Limited spoken language, but a lot of body language. Yep. Snap that glove before entering Earth's. Yeah. Before inserting. Yeah. Auro will return next issue. Meantime, we have the Red Comet. Ken Jackson. More great stuff here. Hurtling through space with the speed of light, 186,000 miles a second. The Red Comet, mystery man of the universe, is out scouting for some new adventure. Yeah.
Scouting. What? He's got nice pants on.
He also has a handy red rocket there. Yeah.
Is he a wrestler?
Could be.
He can be
Wrestler or
anything you want.
strongman. Yeah.
He's got no shoes.
His
on.
name's Trudy, and you can be whatever you want.
Trudy.
We've hit a trap. Send out an SOS. They'll carry it down deep into the bowels of the planet. Meanwhile,
I'm a lady.
having traveled over 22 million miles in only 2 minutes, the comet arrives on the scene. The spiders hide in fear as the strange red comet lands in the valley. This calls for quick action.
Look at that guy's face carrying her at the top.
Oh, here? Yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
lucky, brother, lucky.
Just drew the face and decided to draw the chin underneath it, even though it's lopsided. Twisted the dial in his intra-atomic space adjuster. He has an intra-atomic space adjuster. Expands his body to gigantic proportions, ripping the steel nets. He becomes the work of a moment. That's what it says. He becomes the work of a moment. Covering 50 miles in a few great strides, carries the other 2 rockets to safety. Says, "Don't thank me now. I've got to rescue the others." He evades the sentries at the cave's entrance. Here's where I could use my 6 legs. Okay. Pausing to look in his space televisor, he is attacked. That's what he gets for looking at it.
Stop checking your mobile phone.
That's what I was
pay
going to say. That's
attention.
what he gets for checking his phone.
Yeah, pay attention.
That's not bad. That was where he's throwing him over his shoulder. That's quite good. That's all right.
That's because he's got powerful arms. Hold him in a grip of steel. With a mighty heave, he throws his assailant to the ground.
My
The struggle
wings
is
are
soon
like a
over. The
shield
comet
of steel.
leaves the It's a Spider-Man. Leaves the Spider-Man tied up like a pretzel.
That old Spider King on the next page is freaking me out.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
definitely post drugs. That is.
The Earthmen
Hydra's
need me.
father.
Front. Yeah. Now for some fun. Prisoners have been placed on exhibition. They are jeered at by the bloodthirsty mob. Kill them and be done with it. We want a sacrifice. They want to see blood. Suddenly, Zagu, the high priest, appears and begins his chant.
Zagu.
Reach the earthlings unnoticed. The comet reduces his size. He's moving through the little carpet there.
They've got carpet.
It looks like it. Some sort of trees here.
Yeah. What other civilization would create carpet?
Every civilization would have carpet.
Yeah.
You drop food in it, spill things on it. It's awful. Carpet's awful.
Carpet's a sign of humanity, a sign of intelligent life.
Yeah.
That's what we got to look for with the telescopes. Can you see the carpet? Oh, no intelligent life there. No,
they're all just.
No,
there is
Berber.
some there, but it's got like 70s purple swirls in it, so don't speak to them.
Yeah.
As they are about to be tortured, the comet expands to the ceiling and squashes hundreds of the Spider-Men under his feet.
Oh,
however,
what?
Zagu escapes.
What?
He's got little.
He grows to giant size all of a sudden.
Yeah, he's got a. No, we showed this back here. He's got a twist of the dial on his intra-atomic space adjuster.
Oh, he's got one of those. Got it off eBay.
I didn't realize that's what that did.
He grew really big, snapped the cables, and he grew really small. And he broke the cables really large, and then he shrunk really small to run through the carpet so he wouldn't be noticed. Then he enlarged himself back up to a giant so he could squish the Spider-Man with his feet.
Squishy, squishy, squishy.
However, Zagu escapes. Returning to his normal size, the comet releases the captives, and together they hurry towards safety. All of them coming out in a row. Can't read that panel or that caption box because of the color. Might be that some unknown natural phenomena is drawing the ships into outer space. Suddenly their lens appear. Yeah, phenomena. Yeah, strange, hostile ships, unlike any in the universe. That once the president of the
Is this a new story? Sorry.
Of the Solar Congress calls a special session. No, it's still same story.
It's the same story. That's a really weird
33
break there.
No, sorry, I missed a page. You're right.
No.
There we are.
Oh,
sorry.
that freaked me out. I thought this is turning into a space opera, not just like some guy that can grow bits of his body and stamp on bug men.
Yeah, we bumped into Captain Nathan Cole of the Solar Force. That'll be
of course it is.
By Alex Boone. Yeah.
I love the way they have all these, just like these weird names. Nelson Cole. What
Zagat sends his messages to his sentries and quickly constructs a web wall 20 feet thick. Finding the exit blocked, the comet again expands, crashing through the top of the cave. The amazed Earthlings are then carried to safety, and their other friends. We are deeply grateful to you for saving our lives. Who are you? Where do you come from? I'm the Red Comet, Robin Hood of the universe. As to where I come from, that is my secret. I understand you are colonists from Earth and that you seek a new home. Terrene, second planet in the system, is an ideal place. And now, farewell. Once again, the Red Comet
why has nobody got a shirt on?
In search of new adventures.
Why has nobody got a shirt on? What is going on?
Well, they're that advanced that they've not invented shirts yet.
And no, they're overly advanced. They figured out how to get rid of chest hair, so they don't need shirts anymore.
The girls
What it
wear
is.
them.
Well,
Yeah,
that's
all the girls
necessary.
have got. This is all
They still have
completely
chest hair.
opposite to current comics. It's like all the guys are hardly dressed, and all the
Yeah.
girls are like they've all got complete suits on.
It's all that male gaze, you know. That's what it is.
God. And this guy, this Nelson Cole, why has he got +4s on without any boots? He likes showing his calves off, doesn't he? Look at that.
Apparently.
Those buildings look like the Fool, Randy,
What
don't
are
they?
+4?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah.
Long and thin.
What's a +4?
Oh, sorry, they're what you wear when you play golf.
Oh,
High socks. High socks.
okay.
Yeah. Although
You call them +4s, huh?
+4s when the trousers only go down to the top of your calves, and then you have like long socks.
They're like normal socks +4 inches. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know.
No. Is that why they call them +4s?
I haven't got
Sarah
a clue. I
says,
don't play
need
much
a new
golf.
home on Uranus. Yeah.
Better than in Uranus.
If the dude didn't shave with that Speedo 3 panels up, he'd look like spiders coming out of him with hairs. Yeah. Nelson Cole.
Nelson
Captain.
Cole looks a bit communist, actually.
Does a little.
Yeah.
This is 1940, though. It's before the Second World War.
Right.
That pose makes me think a little bit of Howard Chaykin did a book called Monarch Starstalker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes me think of that.
I got Rocketeer from it.
Yeah. I don't know quite what they're doing because it's like he's got his hand on that lever, which makes you suggest that he's standing next to some machinery, but then he might be leaping, although he's got his foot perched nicely on top of one of those
the panel.
And then he's got his arm all the way back next to his belt, casually shooting something on the floor. There's somebody off panel going, I shot me in the foot. What's going on?
With a weirdly shaped gun that's pointed
Yes.
downward. Yeah. Yeah.
It's just bizarre positioning.
With a
And then there's-
futuristic
yeah.
city in the background that he's stepping on one of the railways of.
That's weird.
Yeah, but this device over here is his side.
It's
And
all
he's got a
weird.
wart on his leg.
Yeah. Isn't he?
Here, you mean?
What? No,
What?
on his leg.
No, on his leg, just under his knee. Although I don't think he actually has a knee in his right leg.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't see it.
Yeah, on his
There.
on
He
the on
doesn't
his
have
flesh,
the hair
on the
Where's
flesh.
flesh?
Around,
Is that flesh? Where his
Right here.
+4 stops?
yeah, there at the top
Yeah.
there.
That's not
What's
flesh.
it all about?
What's that?
That's just a couple of lines. That's got to be his kneecap or something.
All right, okay.
His kneecap. Oh God, that's all wrong. That's all kinds of wrong.
It is all kinds of wrong. This arm is way too long here too.
It's just weird.
The gun is goofy. Yeah.
And he's like looking at you, going, "Yeah."
But I like the
Nice
panels being jilted here with the one he's
Yeah.
stepping on kind of straight,
Yeah.
like he's about to
Nice
push it
layout.
off.
Yeah.
Cosmic ships. No X301. No NOx301 lost off Saturn. Oh no. Sudden danger threatens the inhabitants of the solar system. For hundreds of years, the planets have proudly maintained peaceful relations. Alarming news suddenly reaches Earth. Got to be alarming. Now we're back here with the Earth, with the council, Science Council. It might be that some unknown natural phenomenon is drawing the ships into outer space. Okay, gentlemen. Only men here. Gentlemen, we're faced with a common enemy every week. More ships are lost. Senators of Mars, Venus, and Saturn, I ask you to cooperate. We must mobilize the Space Force at once. It's Captain Nathan Cole, young and fearless officer of the Solar Force, is summoned. Captain, you've been invaluable in keeping the peace. Now we ask you to enforce it by meeting this enemy in outer space. The army is quickly mobilized. Men, this expedition will take us into space. Never before explored. We know nothing of the enemy we are fighting. Be prepared for the worst. The space fleet takes off from Earth. At least they're nice and aerodynamically moved there. 150,000 miles from Earth. The enemy is sighted. Lieutenant Bud, there they are. Suddenly, Cole's ship is rocked with a terrific jolt. Hang on. They've magnetized our ship and cut our power. We're helpless. All the solar ships are drawn sideways. How can you be drawn sideways in space? Through space by the enemy. The enemy's magnetizing craft. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Nice. Colorful little piece of work there. X-25 calling the Earth. Calling Earth 70. X-25 calling Earth 70. We can't seem to contact 70. Let's see if our intership transmission works. Enemy ships. We can't stop the pull. We can't stop the pull. We can't stop the pull. He's right. We're traveling 300 miles a minute in the pull. In this pull, must be millions of miles from the solar system. Do you feel as warm as I do? Uh-oh. Probably nearing a minor sun. We must get our asbestos space suits. Ships are towards strange planet Vulcus. Still in its formative stage, this orb radiates a terrific heat. Captain Cole tells all the men to don their refrigerated steel suits.
Of course.
So had to go from asbestos to refrigerated steel.
They had fun with that right-hand panel, didn't they?
Yeah. Only one city rises in the sacred surface of Vulcus. It is ruled by the powerful dictator Zan, who escaped imprisonment for his treachery in the solar system and established a base on Vulcus with his army of living dead. In a refrigerated palace, he hatches plans to rule the universe.
Crazy zombies, 70 years before zombies.
Yep.
Living dead.
You know, they hyphenate words in weird places.
They do, yeah. They really throw it, don't they?
Uh-huh.
They didn't care, just as long as they could fit all the verbiage in. So, because you know they weren't worried that somebody 80 years from now would be reading this stuff.
That's true.
Pointing at it and laughing at it.
Look at that. Gee, Cole, these guys look dead.
Dead or not, these automatons have a powerful grip. You're telling me this monkey's nearly crushing my arm.
Well, there you go.
Your foolhardy attack has furnished me with material for a large army. I will turn you men into dehumanized robots within 24 hours. Save yourselves. Join me. Cole's hand flashes. Flashes to his hip. He realizes the value. He releases the valve on his sulfuric vaporizer. It's always good to have a sulfuric vaporizer handy.
It's his screwdriver, the sonic screwdriver thing.
Yeah. In an instant, Zan succumbs to the fumes. Now we'll do some investigating. Nice work, Cap. Not so fast. We forgot about these dangerous mummies. Looks like they got us, bud. Hey, wait. There's something strange here. They're motionless.
Wait, they're the ones doing the one of the zombies is talking.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah. Should be over here.
Yeah.
They're under some sort of hypnosis. We got Zan defense or senseless, and these things can't move. Zan must control them with his mind. Great heavens. This living corpse was once an Earthman. This sure gives me the creeps, Cap. Off camera. The kid's got the creeps. No sense of detail here. Lots of open space in their background. They break into a large building. Inside, rows of men lined along shelves await their transformation. One of the men released by Cole shows him the fiendish machine that makes men into robots. Captain, this red stuff looks like Vita H, B, and C. Wonder. Meanwhile, Zan recovers. I was a fool to let them put this over on me. I'll get them if it's the last thing I do. It's always the last thing he does.
So isn't this the script from Walt Disney's The Black Hole?
Yeah, probably.
Probably is, isn't it? I reckon when he walked in earlier on with all those... Sorry, I was just eating crisps.
Yeah.
When he walked in earlier on, I reckon he was a ventriloquist. That's why the bubble's in the wrong place. One of those other men was saying "Got gear" or something like that.
Could be. But it's the first one to see the gruesome army marching toward them. Captain Cole, the robots are coming down. What? Now, Captain, your guns won't work on them. They will cut through this steel floor, bud.
Bud?
Zan's dead men march into the trap, unable to think for themselves.
Before we continue, is Bud his name, or is that just a colloquialism? Is he just saying Bud, or is Bud his actual name?
I think it's probably his name.
All right. Thank you. Sorry.
Or else it'd be Bub, right? With
Bub.
a B?
Yeah.
Bub.
Hey, Bub. Yeah. Sorry.
Bub.
Continue.
Right.
Bud.
Zan's dead men march into the trap. Unable to think for themselves, they can only follow into the master's order and go forward. Into the pit below they fall, piling one on top of the other. Nice work, Captain. I just love company to drop in unexpectedly.
Oh,
if it was written today, they wouldn't be calling him Bud, they'd be calling him Bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Right,
bro.
It'd be bruh.
Bruh.
Bruh. Cut through this steel floor, bruh.
Yeah.
And this story alone would take up an entire issue. They would have stopped to talk about stop and have a big discussion while they were
About
eating
their
pizza.
feelings.
Yep.
Yeah. Then they would have discussed the intricacies of the morality of throwing all those men into the floor like that.
And why they are wildly attracted to each other.
Yeah.
If I'm a kid, I'm wondering who built this building on a hole.
There's nothing underneath the floor. How does that work?
That's some crazy cut lines too. That's pretty wild.
I mean, where are they going?
Into the cellar with you.
Into the pit. Yeah. The pit of darkness.
There's a whole bunch of people tied up down there. We don't talk about the cellar.
That must be it. Now, if we can revive them, they'd be a great help to us. You were right, Bud. This is Vita H, B, and C. Zan must have extracted this vital element from the bodies of these men. They turned into zombies because they had a lack of vitamins. A living corpse is forced down on the table, and Cole inoculates him. Quick, bring a spacesuit. Alive, he'd never endure the heat. In a short while, most of the dead men are revived. We still have to contend with Zan's army. There must be some way. There is, sir. before my transformation, I heard Zan speak of a controller. Here's the Hall of Justice. No, that's not it. Oh, it's a bunch of towers. While Cole and his men formulate their plans, the Ent, that should be probably the entire, only they widened it out and didn't letter it back in. Army of Zans is relentlessly advancing on the transformatory. It's a transformatory. Watching through his tele-eye, Zan is confident of victory. Fools to think they can outwit me. Although strong in number, Captain Cole's army is helpless against the impregnable Zan men. Impregnable.
They're all pregnant.
Impregnable. They're forced to retreat farther and further from the city. The army reaches a blind pass, a yawning abyss on one side, the marching robot men still advancing. Meanwhile, Cole captures Zan's controller, used in case his robots become unmanageable. Of course. It's always
They
good
were
to have
last
a
week.
controller for such an occasion. Look at that. Look at that water slide. Right there.
Whee!
Get an inner tube, folks. Captain Cole aims a controller at the still advancing army. Zap them. Now to get Zan. The universe won't be a safe place as long as he is loose. Have the robot men carried back and revived. Acting on Captain Cole's orders, the men carry the robots to the transformatory to be given a new lease on life. Good thing they've got so many suits laying around.
That's what I was thinking, man. They got space suits all over the place.
Yeah. Look at the way he's got off that chair. It's a very suggestive pose. What's that all about? So much fun.
He's doing a little stand and thrust there. Yeah.
Do you like this, eh?
It's actually his penis is the intelligent one. Yeah.
I refuse to say anything about the one-eyed monster.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh dear. He just whacks him, takes him out, smack.
Devil Flyer in the house. Rex, you're welcome
Rex.
in anytime you want to come in. This is like the original Batman show. Robin, get my bat shark repellent.
No,
right?
that-
He's like
that
got
was
everything
logical.
he needs.
I wonder how our comics will be seen in 80 years. Yeah. If the dude didn't shave that Speedo. Yep, we went through that already. Hail all, Devil Flyer. Hey, Devil. Sarah says,
Dear,
we're almost done with this adventure of Nelson Cole of the Space Force. Yeah, of the Solar Force. Excuse me. Space Force. That's a different title. Captain Cole, Bud, several men hasten to Zan's palace quarters. Before we take you, Zan, you must reveal the secret of your magnetic power and so end trouble of this kind forever. Says, you're a fool to think I would give up such a secret. Maybe this will change your mind. Ugh. Little smack there from Nelson. Zan, realizing his defeat, leads Cole and his men down to an enormous vault. They didn't even use a water slide.
Yeah, we'll have to duck on that last loop.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Who built this? I don't know. It's
His
the
Neptunians.
Yeah.
his army of zombie midgets, probably. This is the Magno concentrator. Of course it is. It draws its power from the hot core of Vulcus. With a tremendous heave, Cole lifts the valve, releasing a blast of dinogetic gas. The magneto is completely destroyed. That's dinogetic gas. It's Sounds like a gastronomical problem. Man, all ships, we take off for Earth in an hour. This army will follow. Zon ships still lurking in space, dropped to eternity. That, of course, they were pulled down by the gravity of Jupiter as the power of the magneto is exploded. Speedily, the victorious army shoots homeward. Captain, it's sure good to leave that furnace. On Earth, Captain Cole and his men are hailed as heroes. Look at that.
Look at that. He's in jail with that bird who's never said anything.
Yeah,
It's not too
what's
bad,
she
is it?
Imprisoning. Yeah. But,
Yeah, he's
too bad,
immediately
is it?
in prison. Yeah, with that girl.
yeah.
She's just there for looks. And Cole received the President's Award. Yeah. Follow the exciting adventures of Captain Cole in the next issue.
I'll be right, thanks.
Dinogenic gas. I bet that's where the Scientologists got Dianetics.
That might be.
Is that like
'Cause,
that internet gas?
Yeah, it is. So what's his name? Would have read these comics when he was a kid.
What's his name?
Elron.
L. Ron. Yeah, L. Ron Hubbard.
Elron Hubbard.
Yeah.
There's next character's got to be for Sarah. Spurt Hammond.
Spurt Hammond.
Oh, no.
Son of a no.
Planet Flyer.
This whole thing is a joke. What's going on?
The Warlords of
Spurt
the Moon.
Hammond.
Spurt Hammond.
Spurt.
Hello, my name's Spurt. Do you fancy a drink?
Oh no.
That's not the way to chat up women, is it?
Hi, I'm Spurt. Of course
She
you are.
says, I bet you are.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine seeing him across the street? Spurt.
Spurt. Spurt. Is that a name or a command? What are you after?
Just hear the radio. Just hear the radio program now. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the adventures of Spurt Hammond, Planet Flyer, and the Warlords of the Moon.
And of course, when he was a kid, they said, "Hey, look, it's a little Spurt."
That's right.
Little Spurt. Big Spurt, little Spurt. What a way to go.
No.
Now, this is the real reason why people didn't like to admit they wrote comics.
You're right.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Take this home and show your mum and dad.
There is a war on the moon, which is
Oh, no.
overrun by warlords,
With
Well, of
long
course.
noses. Ugh.
much
What
the
are they, all
same as in
tapirs or something?
present-day China. The polar region of the moon is inhabited by,
Tapirs.
what is that? Lunderzong.
Luna. Is it Luna?
Lunarzons. Fierce
Don't read
women
anymore.
warriors.
It's going to rot your brain.
Huh?
Don't read anymore. It's going to rot your brain.
Yeah, okay.
It's going to kill you.
We're barely going to get through
bonkers.
one issue of this. You know that, right?
Spurt Hammond and the tapirs of the moon.
I think we should do a Spurt Hammond comic and put it on Fun My Comic. see how well it does. Do the
Well, we
artwork like
probably-
this, you know.
Spurt
Oh.
Hammond. You put that
We
on Kickstarter and
That's
strike the
exactly
ban.
what I was going to say. Put it up there on Kickstarter and see if they ban it. Yeah.
Oh dear, that spaceship,
Oh,
Russ, looks
Sarah,
like
stop
Fireball
it.
XL5, doesn't it?
Yeah.
A protein
it does,
shake-up drink. Spurt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just
Levi says little Timmy's favorite character.
Timmy.
Timmy. I'm going to name a pet Spurt. LOL, it's this prequel to Flesh Gordon? Afternoon, all long time no speak. Afternoon, Matt Black Gaming. Nice
Hiya,
to
Matt.
see you aboard here. Yeah, we're just
I'm
having fun with the very first issue of Planet Comics here. He spurted in his briefers.
I nearly spurted me tea reading these comments from Sarah.
Sarah's on it today.
ROFLLL just to see. I bet it would bring in a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
LOL.
Oh dear. Yeah.
We need to do a space opera like this. Just outrageous, crazy
It's
stuff.
Crazy, isn't it?
So I've got the who was that guy? Roland, you probably know who it is. Fletcher. That was around during this period. Did Starburst and Phantasmo. I've got his books. Just if you think this stuff is crazy, the other the stuff he did was just absolutely insane. He must have been on some incredibly hard drugs compared to this stuff. Really, and it's rustic like this too. It's almost exactly in the 40 style like this. Maybe we'll look at that next Sunday. I've got Flesher. Yeah, Fletcher Hanks. Fletcher Hanks. Yeah, Fletcher Hanks. You ever heard of about his stuff?
No.
Phantomo. Oh, it might be a good thing. I don't know that you've never heard of it.
I see what they're doing here. The Lunazons are effectively like Amazonians
Yeah.
From the moon.
and
Yeah.
and Spurt is giving one of them a slap. It says up there. So they all
Very
decided to give
sexist,
him a
aren't
kick
they?
in. Yeah. Spurt anger slaps one of the Lunazons.
Spurt angered slaps one of the Lunarzons. Let's get
That's
going
funny.
since we have his cargo. Spurt's ship hijacked. The Lunarzons take off in the rocket ship and leave Hammond on the asteroid. Spurt decides to pursue them and try to recover his stolen equipment.
Stolen equipment. Don't lose your equipment.
This was 1940, was it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nobody was called Spurt. What's this about? Who made up that name, Spurt? Nobody was called Spurt.
Well, this is the actual comic. It's Spurt right there.
God. You
Think they meant to say sport?
Yeah, I mean,
It was
like people
mislettered.
called Sport or like Buddy or whatever. I can understand like names were different back then, but Spurt, come on, they're taking the mick. Spurt.
I won't imprison you during your stay on the moon, but your freedom is a hazardous one. For men are very unpopular here.
Especially those called Spurts.
It sounds like today, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Especially men called
You're not
Spurt.
popular here. What? Sarah says one
Yeah,
teaspoon at a time.
1 teaspoon at a time.
That cockpit on that spaceship definitely Fireball XL5.
Spurt is an ongoing feature. Yeah. And believe it or not, this title gets cleaned up over the next couple of years, and it's really one of the biggest titles that Quality had was Planet Comics. And it gets really the art style on it and everything just improves vastly from what we're looking at here. And it like I said, it becomes a very popular comic. When he made this.
No, this guy must have been taking full advantage of the war effort when he made this.
There's at least 14 volumes of this stuff, folks. Yeah. This guy must have been taking full advantage of the war effort when he made this.
A lot of spurting.
Yeah. A lot of spurting. Epic.
14
Holy
volumes.
shit, I need to read more of this style. Yeah. Now, this is the stuff that sparked the kids' imaginations.
Oh, this
Way
is
back
Tatius.
when. Look at that long nose, crazy demon looking character. What is that? The Conquer? The Lunazons show Spurt the huge plants where their deadly explosives are manufactured. Here you see the men are dominated and enslaved by the women and doomed to ceaseless toil.
Sounds right.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
Hammond is shown, yeah.
Sounds like today.
Although these creatures are very powerful, they are dull-witted. They sure look mean and probably put up a fierce fight.
They call moon. I can't even say it. Mooniacs. Mooniacs.
Then Hammond is shown the kennels, the strange monsters called the Mooniacs, which the Lunazons breed for sport. A horrible sight of weird, fantastic creatures greets Spurt's eyes. My plan is simple. We release the Mooniacs, load them with bombs, fly them to Earth, and turn them loose.
Yes.
I'll make a living bomb of one of them. I'll
That
blow up
drawing
the
is-
munitions.
That drawing of Spurt looks like a girl, doesn't it?
Here, yeah.
Yeah, it's
a
a bit strange.
Your feminine face.
Yeah, but the whole thing's a bit strange, let's face it. Look at those mushrooms.
I was gonna say, what's going on with his shoulder there?
It's long.
Yeah.
Probably should have been cut right there.
Yeah.
Proportions. Bah. Anyway,
Bah. Yeah, see a lot of
he's
that.
almost over the roof of the plant now. Now to get him. Wow, look at that mess. They're dancing.
Doobity doopy doo.
Hey, he puts some bombs on him, lifts him up, and throws him into the plant.
Boom.
Spurt raises the monster over his head and flings him into space. The bomb-laden Mooniac lands on the munitions plant with a thunderous explosion follows.
Kaboom.
And a thunderous explosion follows.
It
With
needs
the
a platoon.
Lunazon's destructive power gone, Spurt fights his way to the radio room, felling Mooniacs one by one. Holding the baffled Lunazons at bay. Spurt, they were baffled. They don't look baffled to me. Anyway. Spurt
I think they're
phones the
upset
Earth.
he's using the only phone line, to be honest.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. Spurt phones the Earth for a commission to negotiate a peace treaty. Eek.
Oh, yeah. Operator, I want to make a collect call to Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good thing
It's a
he
nice
remembered the number.
explosion.
Oh, it's Prince Namor. Look on the other page.
No, it's Buzz Crandall of the Space Patrol.
No, that's
Buzz.
Prince Namor. Now.
Buzz. Yep. The Earthman has outwitted us, but he is brave. I will wed him. Nay,
Don't
sister, he
fight
has
over
eyes
me.
for me alone. No, girls, don't fight over me. No violence, please. Here's my chance to escape. I'll get back on my ship and take off for good old Earth. Ah, there's the commission. They'll establish a peaceful government once and for all. Follow the further adventures of Spurt Hammond in the next issue. Yeah.
I want to
Spurt
see more
saying-
adventure. I want to see more adventures of those girls.
Yeah, it's a Spurs saying, please, no violence unless there's mud involved.
Exactly. and less clothes.
And fewer clothes, yeah.
Wow, there's a cruising through space, and their atom
Buzz
powered
Crandall.
ship, Buzz Crandall, and his hardy crew are constantly alert to
Again,
safeguard
Buzz is just wandering around in
lives
his
of-
Y fronts.
exactly lives of reckless Earthmen who wander off to other planets, scientists, adventurers, and treasure hunters who invade the frontiers of the universe, all too often succumb to the perilous pitfalls of the unknown or get captured by the hostile inhabitants of another world. Good old Bob Jordan at work here. I'm sure that's a pen name. I don't want to take responsibility for this. Sarah says, wow, kids grew up reading this. Corruption early on. Yep. And gender fluid.
Yeah.
Could
Wait,
Spurt
what,
be the
Spurt?
foundation for the Phantom? No, I think the Phantom was already running at this point in the newspapers.
Did you say spurt gender fluid? What?
What? Exactly.
You know, a spurt kind of looks like in that the next to last panel there, kind of looks like an old Buster Crab, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
He's still got a
submarine on the
feminine
far
face,
right.
though.
Yes. Well, I always thought they had some images of Buster Crab way back then where it looked like he had makeup on and everything. And,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know.
that's
Yeah,
a girl, isn't it?
Especially dark lips. Yeah.
Yeah.
For all we know, this could have been drawn by a woman. And
For all
so
we know,
she would
Spurt is a
lean
woman.
more into feminine features there. Yeah.
There's nothing to say that Spurt isn't a woman.
Could be a girl's name. Yeah.
Just saying.
Yeah.
It's got quite a loose fitting, clothes on and that. Could be a slim, very slim woman. Spurt's
That's
a
why-
girl.
That's why she didn't want to be fought over.
I wonder if Spurt's pals with Buzz.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I've just come to this party, and you are Spurt and Buzz. Put your keys in the bowl. You'll be fine.
I was going to say, between the two of them, they should probably keep a woman pretty happy. Yeah. So our friends are Sharkmen. Our friends, the Sharkmen. Again, they've been to Aquaga. What a place.
Quagga.
Aquaga.
Just to interrupt you, if you go back to the last panel on the previous page, it's nice to see that he's got a steering wheel in a spaceship.
He does. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Sorry.
It looks
Gotta
like
keep
he's
that
got a
directional
beanie on
going.
as well. Look at his hat.
Yeah.
Looks like it's got a little propeller on the top.
It does have a propeller up there.
Yeah.
It sure does.
Spurt's completely nuts. Sorry.
We've got to do the further adventures of Spurt Hammond. Buzz Crandall, Space Patrol. Anyway.
You could have a duo comic, Spank and Spurt.
Spank and Spurt.
Oh.
Over to you, Randy.
Yeah.
Trouble is, after issue 2 is too tired.
With orders given, Bud drifts down into adventure, dressed as Submariner here.
With a plastic bag on his head.
Yeah.
And an orange in his mouth.
He took the big slide.
What the hell is that monster?
He does have a plastic bag on his head.
Space roaches.
Yeah.
Space roach.
Space
I
roaches.
don't mean to undermine anybody here, but it looks like anybody could get a job drawing comics in those days.
Yeah.
No
What?
talent,
Well,
no talent necessary.
Look at panel 3 on that second page. What? What? What?
She's got no clothes on either.
You just
I'll
got
tell
to
you what though, if you look at panel 5 on the left hand page, I think that monster's going to get a bit of a shock in a minute. It looks like our mate Buzz might be unzipping.
Definitely bent him over the rock there.
Good God.
Didn't quite work out for the next panel. He's protesting, so he has to be beaten.
Yeah, it's like, no, what? No flowers? You don't take me to dinner?
Hold on, I'm coming down.
Father, do you think the
Oh,
message
rather
got
revealing
through?
Clothes
We
on as
can
well.
only hope. So
I like
still
the way
refuse
that
to talk.
I like the way the alien guy uses a chair and controls like we would. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
You think he'd have his
Got a
own sort
completely
of stuff,
different
wouldn't he?
body and some kind of weird limbs, and yet he's sitting down in a nice comfy leather chair.
Yep.
Oh dear.
Oh,
The prisoners won't talk, so they've released their pets, the little space roaches.
Nice.
It's like been spurting under them doors.
Are those rutabagas with arms? What? No.
And there's the gorgeous girl again.
Yeah.
Tied up.
With just a nightie on. As
with the spurt all around, look, coming under the door and
oh
the wall.
no, stop it.
That was the last story. We're buzzing now. Buzz.
We're buzzing now.
Yep.
Well,
Right before Korak, super pirate.
Yeah, that
The man
you're
who
right. That
stole the
last
world.
page doesn't deserve to be commented on. I have to say.
This page, no, not really.
No.
Just that they rescued the guys and the girls, and they got away, and everything's happy now. And
Look at this. He
men
says,
who look like bugs.
he says, how are you feeling
caught him
now,
now.
Miss Curran? And the guy says, there are some helmets in here.
Oh, I feel okay now.
Terrible.
Ooh, wonderful. Just in time.
Yep.
She's fainted. I don't blame her.
Let's hope the next time we meet, it'll be under different conditions. Miss Coran. Follow Buzz. Crandall. Oh man, that lettering is terrible.
Hazmat suit.
Adventures. The next issue, yeah. Korak, space pirate, the man who stole the world.
That Korak drawing there looks like the sort of thing Steve Ditko could do.
Mm.
That head.
Yeah. About 10
Got
years
space.
before.
Yeah.
About 10 years before Ditko come in.
Yeah. Look at
Maybe
those
more
planets.
like 12 or 13. Yeah.
Oh God.
Go. Sorry.
Wow. This is so far in the future. The planetoid Spectrumus. I don't want to go any further with that. On the outer edge of the universe in 2000 AD. Wow.
2000
I reckon
AD.
Spectrumus is.
2000.
I reckon Spectrumus is Spurt's home planet. Just saying.
Inhabited by an insane scientist.
So I was looking at
Just
that
the
one
one.
too. I couldn't
Just
look away.
one.
Yeah. It's bottom right page. One has been violated. She's about to be violated by those two. Yeah. Need a hazmat suit. That creates extra spurt characters. Yeah. Inhabited by an insane scientist from the Earth named Korak.
Wasn't the little
Korak.
artificial intelligence box on Blake 7 called Korak?
Korak. Yeah.
Was it called Korak?
Korak with a K.
Yeah, there you go.
And there's Korak, son of Tarzan, too.
Yeah.
Russ, see that first Korak panel there? That moon. It looks like the clingers. What they call
The clangers. It does. It looks
clangers.
like the clangers moon, doesn't it?
the clangers. Yeah.
You'll see the soup dragon come out of it in a minute.
That's right. Yeah.
Test tube here.
That was some freaky stuff. You Americans, you don't know what it's like. We grew up with that. That was
Go
drug
on
induced.
YouTube. Go on YouTube and get the clangers. It's the best thing
Get
you've
the
ever seen.
clangers. Brilliant. Love it. Oh, poor old Korak looks like he hasn't eaten well.
No.
I think he needs a sandwich.
Everybody needs a sandwich.
Everybody
Yes,
needs
this
a
will
sandwich.
make me the greatest power in the whole universe. The ray pulls Pluto from its orbit toward Spectrumus, causing death and destruction among millions of Plutonians.
Poor old Plutonians, eh?
Drawn away from the sun, the colder climate causes contractions of Pluto's surface. Mountains crumble. That's because, you move Pluto farther away from the sun. And
It's really going to get cold.
It just goes to show how things carry on, because Pluto gets a lot of grief now because they won't let it be called a planet. It's a minor planet now. So it's still
while its
getting crap all
inhabitants
this
are
time.
killed,
I think
their
it also
inhabitants are
shows
killed
this-
by Pluto quakes and freezing temperatures.
I think it also shows the general knowledge, how much better it is now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
I
it
think
says
most
there.
people would understand that it's pretty cold on Pluto already, and
Well,
there's
look at.
nobody
I was going to
living
say.
there.
I think Pluto is what's the lowest? Is it something like -400 Celsius or something? They don't
it's
measure beyond
ridiculous.
that because it's
Oh,
really
it's
cold.
254 or something like that. It's Kelvin, isn't it?
Yeah.
Kelvin at 0 degrees, which is the coldest you can get, and it's somewhere close to that. I think out in space, in the middle of nowhere, it's like 1 degree above absolute zero, and on Pluto, it's like 2 or 3 degrees above absolute zero. So I don't think moving it further away from the sun would make an awful lot of difference. But just that you couldn't put this in a comic book anymore because everybody knows that you can't live on Pluto. Do you know what I mean? Whereas this was pre the moon landings, it was pre the war, you know, and you could just say, oh yeah, there's all these people living on Pluto, we just haven't discovered them yet. Mm-hmm. And they're all sunbathing because none of them have got any shirts on.
Before we turn the page, I just want to say that guy's got my haircut. He's got my hairline
not
too.
As good looking as you, though.
It's right there.
So don't worry.
No, thank you. Thank you for that. We need to move along on this story. We're heading up towards the end of the second hour.
Yeah.
We haven't even gotten through one issue yet. So, look.
I like the cone on Pluto. That's nice.
Yeah.
The dunce hat on its side.
Isn't that cool? Humming loudly, the machine sends its ray piercing to other, accurately analyzing its contents. This analysis shows a magnetic power 1,000 times stronger than lodium. Good heavens, Dean. Pluto is actually moving out of its orbit over towards Spectremus.
Spurt is shooting his lodium over Spectremus.
That guy in the last panel looks like in the American Civil War sergeant, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
It's
one above him looks like he's a general. Old Baldy over there, Old Baldy over there likes to point at things as well. He does love a little bit of pointing.
Looks like Prince William from the side, doesn't he?
Start the infrared ray sending apparatus.
Yeah, start it. Yeah.
Terrible
so
news,
that we can change the television channel.
Pluto moving out of its orbit. You have to go.
What lovely hell.
Tell the crew we leave in 10 minutes.
You'll be my radio operator for this trip, Miss Perry.
Ooh.
But it's great. Like, they wouldn't be telling them they'd be leaving in 10 minutes and radio operator and all that. It's how you perceive things in your current mindset.
Yeah.
So, for instance, when they did Star Trek and they had the flip, you know, the communicators, well, now everybody's got flip phones. They don't think anything of it. So when you look at an old, if you can't, you know, remove yourself and appreciate Star Trek for what it was, and you're younger, you can look at that and go, well, no, rubbish that is. You know, we've had flip phones and we've got rid of them because they're rubbish. You know, you've already been through that. Or like flat screens, or you know, looking at so you look at Star Wars. It's like they've got all this incredible technology, but they're using 2D like pseudo 3D maps to find out where the exhaust port is on the Death Star. Even though they've built this thing that's like beyond anything we can build now, and you think, well, that doesn't look right. But that's the way it's done, isn't it? So they're talking about people, you know, sunbathing on Pluto and it moving out of orbit, and people having radio operators, and we'll get going in 10 minutes if that's all right. You know, everything's just so much slower and weirder.
I always thought.
Go ahead, Russ.
No, I've always thought Star Wars is funny. It's like it's such an advanced civilization, and yet they're fighting each other with swords.
Yeah. So what's that all about?
It's like, what?
It's a more refined weapon.
Well, they have to fight with swords because they can't hit anything with the guns.
No, obviously everybody in the Star Wars universe has a genetic issue, which means they're really crap shots. So they had to use the lightsabers because that was the only way they could kill each other.
Yeah. Sarah says Pluto is considered a dwarf planet. it now, if I
Yeah.
remember right. Yeah. Fact.
Lodium.
Lodium. Just notice the comic fonts have never changed, even
Not
after all
fonts.
those years. Fantastic. Yeah. Well,
Somebody
this
wrote
is just
down by hand.
badly done by hand here. Yeah. I don't even think they've got an Ames lettering guide at this point.
No.
They've got a fantastic
No, I mean,
spaceship there.
lettering.
They do. That's because they watch or they look at Flash Gordon a lot
Yeah.
in the paper. Yeah.
Lettering in the 70s and 80s, that's when it became an art, I think. That's
Yeah.
when it, you see some of that fantastic lettering that went on. Just beautiful stuff. But no, here, there's somebody's just hacking at this with a crayon.
Those poor people, they're freezing to death.
They're just standing around looking at them.
Just go back a page, Randy. Just go back.
Why's that guy
It
doing a
says
cartwheel?
It says there, the near Mars below them, and we'll pass Saturn in a minute. Well, Saturn is about 1 billion miles from Mars. It's 500,000 to Jupiter, then the same again to Saturn. So that spaceship's going pretty fast.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
that's quick. Yeah.
I want to know why we got the guy doing a cartwheel now.
There must be some way we can come. There must be some way we can help come. Well,
You will enjoy dying upside
and see
down.
what we can do. But it says there must be some way we can help. That should be a period there. Come, we'll cruise around and see what you do. The importance of punctuation, folks, right there.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
Punctuation is important. Matt Black says, I've just noticed the comic fonts. Yeah. Okay. Sarah says, the only way I can watch anything Star Wars is a Family Guy version. Yeah. And meanwhile, here, my pretty miss, I trust you will enjoy this. Gary
He's
is
got a
helpless
skirt on.
as Joan is suspended by rays like a fly in a spider's web to die a slow death by starvation. Hung out to dry. You, my brave friend, will enjoy dying upside down. Ah!
Gary is held suspended, head down by a powerful machine to die of the pressure of the blood in his head.
Those fiends.
You fiend.
Bang.
I mean,
Bang.
look at that. They put him upside down. That's great. That I like that.
I like
Because
that
Gary's
one, yeah.
rocket heat ray dropped to the floor and accidentally goes off, shoots the guy in the antenna or in the head. Beam streaks Corax ray and stuns him. Now I'll take care of you, you fiend. Quickly rescuing Joan, Gary corners the groggy madman, rendering him helpless with his own torch. We've got to destroy that destructive ray. That'll hold him for a while. Let's put him upside down too.
Just walks out. That's like that scene in Taken where he just leaves the guy in the electric chair and just walks out.
Yeah.
That's what he's done. He's just left him hanging
Yeah.
there. I don't care.
Yeah.
You can now when all the blood goes to your head and your head explodes, that's your problem now, mate.
Leaving the fuming Corax suspended upside down, Gary and Joan run to the inner laboratory where the huge ray is slowly drawing closer and closer to Spectrumus. Together, they destroy the inner laboratory and set the lodium ray so that it penetrates into
Oh no.
That's not suggestive at all.
Oh my gosh.
It's the guy in the fourth box on the right page holding his arms out. On the last page should be saying, and it was this big.
Is that big bang there? That's it's. I thought that might be his head exploding from all the
Just a
blood
little-
pressure
Bang.
after all that penetration into Spectrumus.
We just got off in time. Spectrumus should blow up in a minute. With a
This is gonna
gigantic
blow.
roar, the tiny globe bursts into smithereens.
Bang.
Bang.
Oh
Yeah.
dear!
Pluto will return to its orbit and the people will be saved. Whew, phew.
Just like that. Just that's how celestial mechanics works. It'll just,
Yeah.
it'll just go
Exactly
back.
right.
It's like a rubber band. It's not a problem.
We're landing now. Contact Earth and send an ambulance. Send ambulance ships and supplies to Pluto immediately.
Don't ask anyone in London because it'll be at least an hour and a half.
Yeah.
In a few hours, a fleet of rescue ships arrive on Pluto from the headquarters at Geneva.
A few
Gradually,
hours.
Pluto returns to its normal orbit around the sun, leaving the rescue ships to complete the work. Gary and Joan head for home. Nice work, Gary. Korak is safely behind bars, and Pluto is normal and peaceful once again.
Nice work, Gary.
Nice work, Gary.
Nice work, Gary.
you
It's
imagine
really
the
nice
laugh
to work
they
with a
had?
professional. Last time I had an incident in the solar system. It was with this guy called Spurt, and I couldn't get rid of him.
Really?
He left quite a mess.
What does that mean? What does that mean? 3 more comic magazines you'll enjoy like a million. What does that mean?
Yeah, you'll enjoy this like a million. Yeah.
Exactly right. Yeah. They're all chock full of thrills with a mile-a-minute action and dynamic adventure.
Yeah. See? Yeah.
Jumbo comics, fight comics.
You know,
Jumbo
I know
comics.
why. I know why this art is so poor, because they were that busy laughing at this. The deadline. The deadline was tonight for 40 pages, so they had to just draw it.
busy pissing themselves.
Because
Cranking that puppy out. The classic
Oh,
ad.
look at all the gun ads. Great.
yeah, wow. Look, I get a plane as well. Look, 1 and 2 passenger flying planes.
Folding
Let's get one of
camera.
them.
Throw your voice.
Oh, these horrors. Oh, here.
Oh, dear.
Ugh. That's the best image in the whole book. That I like that.
Yeah,
That's the most modern one. So
Yeah.
it's
Don't
Jason and the
don't go any
Argonauts.
further. Don't look any further. You'll just ruin it for us. No, I told you you'd ruin it. It's got
Planet
him in a
Comics
bear
2.
hug.
have we had enough of this, or do we want to
Well, it's-
continue
it's,
this
it's 2 hours.
episode? Yeah.
Oh,
I think
listen,
we
we
have
can
to
do this
continue
next
it.
episode. It's called Sunday Funnies for a reason, isn't it?
Do we need to? Okay.
Look at that guy's face.
Christ.
Look at that alien guy's face.
It's like, hello. No, I'll, when I took this
'Cause
woman
he's
out,
being
I was
choked.
not expecting her boyfriend as well.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on here then?
I like the way the Planet Comics logo is written in steel for some reason.
Yeah.
With
Exactly.
steel rivets on it.
I love it. Now,
Somebody had fun
published
doing
every
that.
month. Yeah.
Oh God.
We'll do number 2 next week.
Yeah.
No. That's a George Tuska?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Sure
Cover
does.
art.
Wow.
Will Eisner. This is
That's
Will
good.
Eisner here.
No. The first story
In
right
the
under it.
left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Planet Payson. Yeah.
You're just
No,
about
on the credits page on the left.
yeah, George
Just
Tusker. Yeah.
Tusker there. Yeah.
Bob Powell.
Bob
got the
Powell?
next one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
Oh, we're in
Fletcher
for a
Hanks.
treat next
Here we
week,
go.
kids.
Fletcher Hanks is coming. Henry Kiefer, unknown. One of the greatest artists ever. Unknown.
Yeah.
Malcolm Kildale.
Flint Baker.
Great stuff coming up, folks. Great stuff
Look,
next
Spurt's
Sunday.
in this one as well. Look, Spurt's in again.
Spurt's in this.
Yeah.
Spurt Hammond,
Auro.
Auro. The
Yeah, the Jupiter guy.
the Jupiter fella who's a
Auro.
little bit stupid.
We're still too early for Hunt Bowman. So there's a classic, one of the biggest strips to come out of Planet Comics was a series called Lost World, about a post-apocalyptic world that the main character was Hunt Bowman, and they were fighting off aliens on their post-apocalyptic world. It's pretty hot story. Anyway, Will Eisner, George Tuska coming up next week, folks. We'll see more then.
I wonder if just before you say anything, look at his belt. I wonder if that buckle's supposed to be an E for Eisner.
Where?
Dead ahead. The guy, the hero guy. Look at his buckle on his belt.
Oh yeah.
It looks like an E.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Just kind of looks like a big buckle, though.
Well, he's a pirate with a plastic bag on his head.
Yep.
Yeah.
Strangling that.
Arr, me hearties, I'd be running out of air.
Matt Black wants us to continue an Alien on Crack. Yeah.
Careful.
Levi says, but the main character is choking himself also.
He's got his hand on his, yeah.
So number 2 next week, be prepared to mop the poop deck.
Yeah. Especially if we've got to wait a week for a number 2. That's a long
Fun, hysterical show. Yeah, that's going to be a rough one.
Yeah. Cheese is on the menu this week.
Cheese. Lots and lots of cheese. Folks, more Planet Comics coming next week. We've only got the first 4 here in this volume. So
you need to put that marker in there so we don't forget where we're at.
Yes, absolutely. We want to thank everybody for stopping by. We are a little over the 2-hour limit. Roland, tell folks how they can find you.
Yep, you can find me on all the socials, all the interwebs. Look for me at Roland Man. Look for my mug. It's pretty much everywhere. Or you can find me with Silverline, silverlinecomics.com. Don't forget to pop over to Fund My Comic and help me fund Silverline Team Up Champion and Miss Fury. We are funded, but we are chasing some stretch goals. We are $3 away from the first one. So pop on over there, take a look. Digital, physical, it's all available.
If you like classic superhero action, folks, that's where you want to go. Fund My Comic. Look really at Silverline Team Up. Classic characters. Miss Fury's been around for decades. So
that's right.
Yep.
Yep.
Go over there and enjoy. Russ, tell folks how they can find you.
Yeah, you can find me at russleach.com. Sign up for the email list so you can get stuff like this. Okay? That's more of this. There's lots more of this coming. Okay? Lots more of this coming. So sign up for the email list at russleach.com. Remember, russleach.com. There you go.
All right. Glenn, tell folks how they can find you.
Usual places, Facebook, here on Fridays and Sundays. Just put my name in Google and you'll find all kinds of things. Go to Amazon, put my name in, you'll find all my books and magazines and all sorts of stuff. So yeah, just Google my name, you'll find me.
Google it.
Google it if in doubt.
And folks, I've been your host, Randy Zimmerman. We do this every Sunday morning where we look through some great old sequential art, sometimes campy, sometimes beautiful, sometimes goofy. Just some great, great stuff. We are archived over at the Comic Book Black Belt YouTube channel, the Randy Zim YouTube channel, but most especially over at the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel. Go over there and check out our old shows. If you need something to listen to while you're working or while you're doing whatever you're doing, or if you just need something to laugh and point at, that it's a great way to go. Also, we do this as well on Friday morning. We do Comics by Night, but that's more real classic sequential art, the work of the masters as we consider them, as we look at their work and comment on it and go through it from a more of a studious point of view, not quite the hilarity that you have here, but still some great, phenomenal artwork. We've gone through all of Watchmen. We've looked at Walt Simonson's Manhunter. There's a huge archive of material over there, especially at the Indie Comics Network channel. So go over there and find those and look at them. We know the majority of our viewers who gets up Sunday morning except to do fun stuff like this. You know, and we know the majority of our viewers are after the fact. We deeply appreciate you stopping by. We hope you leave a like and some sort of commentary there. Any kind of interaction with whatever site or platform you're on only goes to and helps our algorithms. Roland, you're invited back anytime, man. Next week.
Thank you so much.
Whenever, set your alarm, make it a regular thing if you'd like. So we've
Sounds
got
fun.
a lot of stuff going on. We're talking, or we're probably looking at New Gods here pretty quick.
Sweet.
Jack Kirby. So I've got a great couple of issues of the Kirby Collector that we can probably go through too. That's got a lot of Kirby pencils and pre-production work on it
nice.
from tomorrow's as well. I love that stuff. So we do this, folks, because we love it. We really enjoy doing comics that, like Russ or Roland said earlier, it's in our blood. It's what we need to do. It's what we have to do. It's what we do. And we're glad that you're here. We're glad that you're with us. And we want you to go out there and talk positively about this art form. You don't have to read the modern so-called mainstream comics if you don't want to. There's so much great comics out there by so many phenomenal people. The history of this art form is amazing to me and just fascinates the hell out of me. And we hope that that looking at some of the stuff, that it perks your interest as well. Go visit your local retailer, look at his graphic novels, some of which have been sitting there for who knows how many months waiting to be bought. Look at those boxes that are closest to the floor. Look through his black and white magazines, because there's so much great stuff out there waiting to be discovered. And we're all just here really to provide entertainment and to be entertained, you know. So go out there and do that. Talk positively about this business. We don't need the negativity that rides out there so much. Remember what we say here: hating ain't creating. So if you're in this business, go out there and do your best to be in this business and not in that the negativity or whisper networks or whatever. More Planet Comics next week, folks. More great stuff coming here at the Indie Comics Network, the Comic Book Black Belt, and the Randy Zim YouTube channel. We hope to see you soon. Go over also to Fund My Comic and take a look at the wide variety of campaigns that are available over there. Classic superheroes, great material by a lot of just phenomenal people over there. There's make sure you take your wallet too, because you're going to want to buy in on a lot of them campaigns.
Yeah.
Every time I go over there, I go, oh, man, I got to buy that book. So do that. Fundmycomic.com, folks. We can't recommend that site highly enough to you. Other than that, I think we're out of stuff to say. Am I who's here? What? Back. Hang on. Nothing else. All right, folks. We'll see you soon.
See ya.
Take care, everybody. See you next Sunday. See you on the next one. Watch Comics by Night on Friday. Watch the Indie Comics Network. We'll see you.
Yeah, that's what done. Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Maybe if you use that voodoo witchcraft on your own trade, you'd find somewhere on the other end of the snake pit. I mean, do you know what a revolutionary soldier looks like? Have you seen photographs? Have you seen paintings? Have you seen charcoal sketches? I haven't seen them either.
Hey kids, you want to see some great comics? It's Comic Book Show and Tell twice a week. Comics by Night every Friday at 5 a.m. Eastern. And the Sunday Funnies every Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern on the Indie Comics Network YouTube channel.
Void where prohibited. Not available with any other offers. Side effects may include loss of boredom and a sudden urge to read more comics. Check with your doctor if a sudden rash appears.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce.